The Triforce is back. This is the Planet Nintendo podcast. What is up, everyone? Episode 7 of the Planet Nintendo podcast. Let's introduce the best co-hosts on the planet. Joe after work. What is up, man?
Ooh, it's getting heated up in here. I'm still waking up. Sorry, guys. My bad. We're going to get that high energy again, though.
Oh, yeah. And Bobby, the Nintendo guru. What's up, dude?
What is up, man? How are you guys doing today?
Pretty good. I'm assuming you guys... I would be a little disappointed if you guys haven't beaten Odyssey yet. We've all beaten Odyssey, right?
Yeah, last night was for me. Whew.
Oh, nice.
Last night?
Yeah, dude, it has been a ridiculous... If I could tell you how many times I was able to actually, game this week, it's been very minimal.
That's horrible. That's horrible.
Yeah,
dude. One of the
dude.
best games ever comes out, and you can't even play it.
Dude.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like the work gods ascended upon me, and it's like, no, you're not playing. You're not touching your Switch this week, Joe. You're not. Don't do it.
So before we kind of talk about Odyssey, I will say to everyone watching and everyone listening, next week we're gonna go all out. Spoilers will come next week. This week will be good though. We'll be spoiler free.
I don't want to be spoiler free.
I want to be either.
Next week we can go into things because I kind of want.
Listen, Darth Vader's Luke Skywalker's dad. That's number one.
Oh,
we're gonna get that one out of the way.
Damn it.
All right, and then we're gonna
damn.
keep moving forward from there. That's the first spoiler we're gonna hit. Rocky Balboa loses to Apollo Creed. Okay, in Rocky 1.
He was nothing but a bum.
I mean, do you want it? Do you want to do spoilers?
Man, I'm so tired of biting my tongue, man.
All right, you know what? Screw it.
No. I don't know. It's up to you guys.
I mean, this is gonna air next week. You know what? We'll wait.
It's gonna air for a week, man.
Okay.
Let's go in. Let's do this. If you don't want to hear spoilers, just skip. Skip 15 minutes. If you're listening to the audio version, if you're watching it, I'll
make a timestamp.
Yeah, just skip today or skip the timestamp or whatever that Patrick does and get out of this, because this is, I feel like I'm tired of not talking about it. I want to talk about it.
Yeah.
I tried to talk to Toby. Toby didn't want to talk about it. Sean didn't even get the game, and we're podcasting.
Dude,
Monday
what
night.
happened with that?
That's Amazon is a bunch of chodes, man.
Dude, that was terrible. That's terrible.
That sucks.
It's horrible, man. Horrible.
So I just want to go off the bat because there was one thing about Odyssey that I was unsure about, and I actually ended up really liking it, and that was the 2D Mario sections.
Oh my god,
I love them.
So good, and I actually
good.
think one in particular that you guys are probably going to agree on, I think is one of the best moments in gaming this year, and that was New Donk City when you finally repower it and stuff, and that 2D Donkey Kong section. Oh my god,
dude! It is. Let me tell you this. It is the Captain Toad of this game.
Yeah.
We are going to get a side-scrolling Mario game like this. That's just breakout levels that are this. Because that was, man, when I found those parts, that was my favorite part. Just like Captain Toad. It was kind of like a break from the game, almost. It felt I had the same feeling emotionally and mentally when I hit a Captain Toad level to when I got to these levels. I think we wind up seeing maybe next year a Mario, whatever they want to call it.
Yeah. My only thing about these that they weren't, I mean, like you said, they were nice breaks, but never in a 2D section was I struggling. It was always kind of
no.
It was kind of for funsies.
Well,
but
come on, when you played Captain Toad, when you played the Captain Toad levels in the original in Mario 3D World, were you ever struggling in them?
No.
I got 5 diamonds or 5 stars every single time. It was kind of like a throwaway. It was just a break from the game, from the action. So
yeah.
Okay, so my biggest takeaway from all this is Super Mario 64 too.
Literally.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
Like when you beat the game and they drop you at the Mushroom Kingdom,
Oh my
I'm
god.
like, holy cow.
Dude.
And then, dude, when you get to buy the Mario costume from 64, and he looks all jacked up, like the polygons are all jacked up, I'm like,
that.
oh, dude, it was amazing. Amazing.
So good. So good.
So who got Yoshi?
I haven't got him yet. I only found.
Nope, I didn't even know about it.
Really?
I only found like there's
What
a
is it?
painting in one of the kingdoms that you can go through and land at his house. I was like, oh, and that's how I found out you could get into the Mushroom Kingdom. I was like,
Damn.
the Mushroom Kingdom is right there. What? Like, I lost my mind at that part.
I missed that part.
Yeah, I think I want to say Luncheon Kingdom. I feel like it was in the Luncheon Kingdom. There's a painting there that you jump into, and you can land right into Yoshi's area, like Yoshi's house or something like that.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. I'm gonna ask Joe. I wouldn't even call it like a bad thing about the game, just something that I took away from it. How do you difficulty in general, but more so difficulty of bosses? How'd you feel about that?
I kind of felt like I went through them pretty easy. Like, I made some silly mistakes, and then I had a few camera jank moments at the final boss. I mean, I guess if we're spoiling this part, the actual final Bowser fight, which after that moment is probably one of my favorites, and I'll like spare myself. I don't think I could spoil that moment for anybody after that boss battle.
Oh yeah.
And that is literally my favorite part. After it goes New Donk City, that moment, and I just lost my mind. But yeah, that I had like a couple camera jank moments. Nothing serious, nothing crazy, and one or two moments where the game actually like stuttered on me, and it just kind of went like the music stopped and the gameplay stopped for about a split second, and then it kept going. Otherwise, I had no issues with like the bosses or anything like that. Like, it was like you felt like you were always progressing for the most part. There wasn't a serious struggle for the most part.
Yeah. Bobby, what about you? Overall difficulty?
The difficulty wasn't there, really. I mean, it was. You had moments, you know what I mean. You had moments that it was just like, oh, this is a little tough. But I feel like the true test and the true difficulties in collecting all 1,000 or whatever moons there are. Yeah. Like, dude, when I thought I had them all and I clicked a button and it said I still need like 200 something left, I was like, you gotta be shitting me, man. There ain't no way, dude. This is insanity.
I do have a question about Mushroom Kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I don't know if this is intentional or if it's a bug. I'm assuming it's intentional. The moons that you can buy in the shop in the Mushroom Kingdom. The stars that you can buy in the.
They call them moons.
Yeah.
I have like 13 from that same shop. Is that?
I think you can buy moons.
Like, yeah, just straight up.
And then it still tells you like from the same mission that you completed?
No. I think what happens is you buy the moons and it starts pulling them out of the world. See,
and that's what I thought too. I bought like 13 of those, but it kept giving me the same thing and just the same mission, but with the number 13 next to how many stars in that area, moons. I was like, wait, is this supposed to happen? Because I thought it stopped you from buying them in the other locations, but now I have to go and check.
Yeah.
No, I think what it is they give you the option to either buy moons or go achieve them.
Yeah.
So I think they make it where you can get.
I feel bad that I bought them now. I was like, oh snap! I guess I'm supposed to be buying these here.
Well, my thing is like I think it's kind of a good. It's a different workaround.
It takes away the collectible.
No, it does. But you know what, dude? There's like, if you ever get tired, there's another 800 out there, man.
Yeah,
it's insane, dude.
It's true.
Like, it is madness how many are out there. But I also, another thing that got me really hyped up was the whole like leaderboards side of things.
Yes.
And here's something else. I think we're getting trophies at some point. Because
Okay.
when you beat the game, right, you go to Toadette in the Magic Kingdom,
Yeah.
and she gives you an achievement rack, like a trophy rack, like to some degree, like in where PlayStation has the trophies, like it goes through, right, and you start going through, and it's like, oh, okay, here's a little tip or a clue of where I could get that trophy at, so to speak. That unlocks, like, that's pretty awesome, you know. It's like, okay, this is kind of neat. I'm pretty hyped up, dude. This game, I don't know. I'm torn, man.
So this is going to be the conversation for like the next 2 months, and I wanted to ask you guys: does this make Game of the Year harder, or is it? Yeah.
Much harder. Yeah. You know what? Because this is okay. So I was talking about it on my podcast a few minutes ago, right? Right,
Yep.
Patrick. This is where I keep going back and forth in my mind.
Yeah.
So back and forth in my mind is this game is so amazing because not that it's changed anything or it's made it revolutionary. It's that it's just it's so well done.
Yeah.
And so many like of those moments of, oh my god, like they did this, like this is happening. You know what I mean, like those moments. But when I look at Breath of the Wild, I go, this gave me 160 hours of enjoyment. Like not a moment where I hated being here.
Yeah.
And I feel like if I hit that 160 hour mark on Odyssey, I'm going to be hating the game at that point because it's going to be trying to find moons. But so far, I'm loving it.
What about you, Joe?
Yeah, no, I gotta agree. Like, there was not one moment that I was not having a good time playing that game. For me, I like to like start off going like the completionist route and then eventually break away.
Yeah.
And this game allowed me to do that. Like, I could go jump in and bounce between kingdoms after a certain point whenever I wanted to. I was like, all right, you know what? I'm going to go back. Like, if I'm not streaming this part of the story, then you know what? Let's go back to this kingdom. I'm going to start Power Moon. Like, there's not a choke point where you have to progress within the story. You are pretty much free at your own will to do whatever you want. And I love that. I love that freedom.
That's typical Mario games. You know what I mean? Like where you have to have X amount of stars to move on.
Yeah.
You know you have to get that point and go. But I remember playing on stream, and there was a point where I had enough stars or moons to move on. And I actually said to everybody, like, guys, should I stay here or should I move on?
Yeah.
And they were like, no, keep getting all the ones there. And I was like, okay, I'll stick around. Because I was like, I really don't need to stay. It was the beach one. I was like, I really don't need to stay here anymore. I can move on. And I was like, yeah, you know what, I'll stay. So, but it's man, oh, so good. So good.
It's tough too because they give me like two completely different types of enjoyment. Whereas like Breath of the Wild is this big 100-hour journey to the end. Whereas Mario, you could beat it in like 10, 15 hours, but the enjoyment lies going back, finding stuff. So I don't know. It's kind of unfair to compare those games, but for obvious reasons. We do have an initial topic to get to, so this is probably going to be a bit of a longer segment. And it's kind of about the month that we're in now.
Who cares about this topic?
I do, Tim.
Save this for next week, man. I'm just joking.
Damn, Bobby's a savage.
Damn. But I don't think it's a problem at all. I think, I don't know, it's going to hurt one of these games. So this month you can even consider to be like third-party month. November, it's super crowded with games. I don't know. I kind of wanted to ask you guys like this. LA Noire, Doom, and Skyrim. You have to pick one. What is it? I'll start with Joe.
Can I play all of them?
No, because a lot of people ask me, they're like, I don't, whether it's like, I don't have enough money to get all three.
Yeah.
Or...
No, I know. Dang. Doom, LA Noire, or sorry, what was the third one? Skyrim. I'd probably have to go with Doom. It's got me the most curious out of all of them. As far as like, I want to see how this thing runs and plays, and I love Doom. Like I played I played this version on the Xbox One, but I never finished it. So this is sort of like redemption for me to go back and actually play through the game. That and I loved playing that on Game Boy Advance. I loved playing it on the Super NES. Loved Doom 64. Like that's right up my alley of just mindless action and just being able to senselessly beat people up and pick it up whenever and stop whenever. Ultimately, LA Noire I feel like might require a little too much of my focus in trying to get the. I never played it when it originally released. I don't know what was out at the time when that game came out, but I probably too many games again. We're in this weird era of like games out the yazoo these last like 10 years since like digital distribution really became in full force. So it's just so hard to pick, but I'm going with Doom for me.
Okay,
for sure.
Bobby?
Mutant Mud's collection.
It'll do I thought we had to pick between those three. Sorry.
No, we do.
It'll do two. Stick it to the man, dude. They're the three games you picked are just the tip of the iceberg.
Yep.
Yeah. This is the craziest. This is gonna be the craziest month ever. Not to mention you have like Pokemon hitting. You have probably Breath of the Wild DLC hitting. Like, this is madness.
I'll be playing my 3DS this month.
Yeah, for me, man, I'm like torn. The three games you're telling me, like I know I'm buying all three. There's a guarantee. My game of the year last year was Doom, and I tell the story of I can't play first-person shooters. I get sick when I play them, and that game got me nauseous every 30 minutes, and I kept going back for more because like. Most times I'll get nauseous like that, and I will not go back to the game. Yeah. But that game was so awesome. That opening sequence, you feel like the baddest SOB in the world. Yeah. And like, dude, that game is just pure
such
adrenaline.
A bro game.
It is, man. And what I'm hoping is this. That they said that they've added some controls to it. Yep. I will play this Joy-Con if when I throw a punch, he throws a punch. My
God,
because if I'm running through and I'm shooting these satanic aliens, and then I can punch them in the mouth, sign me up. Sign me up, man. I am all for that. So, yeah.
It's pretty exciting, though, because, like, you think if Skyrim does really well, then we're going to see Fallout 4. You think if LA Noire does well, we get GTA, which I think would be perfect. And then if Doom goes well, we could possibly see, like, Call of Duty or, like, Overwatch. So, like, I'm rooting for all of them.
I'm rooting for. I mean, we need Doom, and we need Doom. We need all three of these to do well.
Oh yeah,
with EA pulling their jack off move.
That
just shows that like if these we want to, you know what, Bethesda, Rockstar, they're bringing the true games.
Yeah,
you bring. You know what? Like let me pull the Band-Aid back. F you, EA. Like, you bring us that half-jack game.
You want to fight? You want to fight?
And, like, I...
Got Macho Man over here.
What the hell is wrong with you? You're doing Hulk Hogan moves with Randy Macho Man Savage.
He's still sleeping over there.
I know, I can't sleep. My thing is, like, if you look at this, dude, you look at what they brought with FIFA. What I really hope happens is Faye really blows the doors off of people. Because that game is still coming to Switch. That's a Zoink Games adventure, and it's a 3D platformer. I hope that game blows the doors off sales on the Switch, and then EA goes, "Oh, okay, maybe we have to bring good games for people to buy them, not half-baked games." You know what I mean?
Not a game without a major campaign point.
Well, it isn't even that. The fact that like I can't play my friends online.
Dude, it's a joke. That was a joke. That was a joke move since they announced it. Let's be real.
Yeah, I supported it and I bought it just because I thought my feeling was hey, if I buy this game, you know what I mean? Maybe others will. Maybe we'll get some support. No. They basically said F you, Bobby. We don't care that you gave us $60.
Nope.
Like
ridiculous.
Not being baited into that crap. That was a BS move. Yeah. I'm still upset. Like I'm upset because I care about like some of those games that EA does make. Like that would be awesome to get a Mass Effect over or a Mass Effect type game over there. It's one of my favorite series from BioWare. Like, there's good games on there, and the fact that they pulled that and pretty much left it to the fans, to us, the people that want to play these games on the Switch, to be like, hey, if you buy this game, we'll consider playing other games on there. And it was a game that, like you said, was half-baked. And then it didn't have online multiplayer. It didn't have campaign mode. Like, I'm sorry, I'm going on a rant right now. It just has me that heated about it.
I agree. Here's an idea. How about rather than shutting down Visceral, you take that game and you throw that on Switch, and I guarantee you that would have sold like gangbusters.
Dude.
Instead, you shut down a whole studio because you want to do loot box games. You guys are scumbags, straight up. They are not a good company at all, man. They make me sick to my stomach. And I will support Faye only because of Zoink Games. Zoink Games. That's it. Because I love them people that are at that studio, and they deserve a fair shake, and they deserve, But this move that they pulled with the whole Star Wars franchise and all that nonsense, and firing all those people and like, get out of here, and then
But yeah, we have those big games. I mean, there's some other ones coming out. Personally, I'm excited to revisit Skyrim. Honestly, like one of my top 5 games of all time. Doom multiplayer, great. So yeah, November looking pretty crazy.
Breath of the Wild 2 is Skyrim. I'm going to dress up as Link and run around.
It's such a good game. Oh my god.
Oh man.
All right. Let's get into the first topic. So before I kind of say the topic, I do a kind of series on my channel. It's like what to expect. And I kind of like talk about things in the way, in the future.
What to expect when you're expecting? That type of thing?
Not that far, but... So I kind of wanted you guys... I'm done with you.
Patrick's so easy to throw off the rails.
Oh my god.
Seriously. You can say anything.
You just throw something and he gets all flustered and stuff. I love it.
But I wanted to hear your guys' input on the Switch Online service. We recently got some news that Nintendo, I guess, is not even talking about it until next year or early next year, which I have feelings about that. But I will start with Bobby. What could people expect from this Switch Online service? We have a price, but that's about it.
More of the same. I don't think Nintendo's going to do much different. I feel like the online infrastructure is not that good. I think though. All right, let me back it up. I think I was being a little facetious there for a moment there. I think that we'll probably see a better stability with online. Hopefully, we've seen some issues with Splatfests towards the end of the Splatfest. Like in the middle, no problems. In, out of matches, all that. They just need to get the matchmaking a little better in terms of. And what I mean by that is not in terms of like matches, because I feel like their power rankings is really good. I feel like the problem is like when you get like 50 million people that take, Marina, and then like 1,000 people take Pearl, and then we're all just sitting in lobbies in a holding pattern, or we're playing against each other, the same teams over and over again. That aside, I feel like they got a better. They just got to get a better grip at the end of the Splatfest to fix that. What I really hope they do is I hope that at some point, because they've introduced some things lately with updates that show me the Switch is just a beta. It was a beta for the last 6 months with the headsets that they introduced recently with USB headsets. I think that we might get a baked-in voice chat system at some point. That might, and if they just say like this only works in dock mode, it does not work on the go, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Like I'm 110% fine with that. But I really feel like we got to get something that's baked in that I can talk to my friends through the console in a good chat fashion, not this app nonsense. So that's what I hope they talk about, but they're not going to talk about it. I know they're not going to give us that, but that's what I really hope they do, but I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah. Joe, anything crazy? What are you thinking, man?
Man, geez. So I'm over here on the actual page right now, just looking at seeing like what they're still planning on offering for next year, and Not to dang, this is gonna sound bad. Like I don't mean to like diss on it, but the program itself, I feel like, is still, even when they do unveil it, I think there's still going to be a lot wrong with it. Like I still think, and this is going the same thing that Bobby's saying, like a lot of the stuff with the chat functionality, that's such a core piece that really needs to be hunkered down and fixed up. Like being tethered to a phone to be able to do half the things, and then having that to then link it up with your having a splitter basically, so you can hear the game and hear the audio coming out of the your matches. And that's another thing. Like I don't know if this has been updated or changed, but the app itself, it was only with Splatoon, and you stopped being able to talk to people after the match was over. Is that correct?
No, what it was if you let's say the only way you could talk was if we were all in the same room, the same lobby, right? So now let's say that it's me and Sean, right? Me and Sean get paired into a match against you and Patrick. So you and Patrick would, all four of us would disappear from the chat. You two would go into your own private chat, and me and Sean go into our own private chat. The match gets over, and then it brings all four of us back together again.
Then, I like that part.
Yeah. Then let's say that me and Patrick get teamed up in the next one, and you and Sean. It splits us up. It
separates them.
And then brings us back in together. Yeah. Now, the issue with the app was if I'm sitting there and I'm talking, and I then go to a text message, it would pull me out of the chat.
Yeah.
That's been fixed up.
That's been fixed, right? Okay.
Yes.
That's crazy. Okay. Even then, that portion of it feels so archaic. I don't understand why they can't just make like a Pro Controller 2.0 where it has the headphone jack here and you can listen to the game and chat, or enable some sort of functionality on the Switch. Like, it kind of confuses me as to why they did it. I refuse to believe it has anything to do with keeping the kids safe in being able to chat, because they want to chat, they'll find a way to do it. Discord's been such a big thing to be able to do that. I was able to do that with a couple other streamers with Splatoon 2, and just like open up a Discord chat and be able to play that way and not have problems. I hate having to use all the alternate sources. Just make it easier to do these things. My other thing would be the game selection with like the classic gaming. I think this will probably be the way we get introduced to virtual console games, is through this classic stuff, and not so much like every week something new coming out virtual console wise. As like a way to bring in people, to lure people into like buying this program monthly.
I think it's kind of tough too, because I mean, it's $20 for the year, and I think a lot of people are expecting a lot from it. But that's really like pennies compared to, what is Xbox, like $60 a year, something like that. So I don't know. I would like them to take an approach and kind of give back to Nintendo fans a bit, because we do go through a lot of unnecessariness when it comes to Nintendo SD cards. We talked about last episode. So I would like to see them give away games. Like, why not? Or like give heavy discounts on some games. I don't know. I think that's kind of what you can expect. I don't think anything crazy. I'd be really surprised if we get this big innovative online service, but you never know with Nintendo, I guess.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Joe, what do you got for us this week?
Oh man, so I was going through planning stuff for like 2018, and like video game wise, what I'm planning on playing, and some of that stuff is being carried over from this year. Not so much because I didn't have a chance to play it. It's just like, all right, I'm gonna buy this with the intention of playing this next year and have it ready to go. And it kind of got me thinking, like, do you guys have any backlog or games you plan on playing that came out this year you just didn't get around to? And we're only 2 months away from the new year, so might as well start thinking about that stuff in the heat of all the millions of games coming out this month. So Patrick, I'll start with you.
So my backlog goes all the way back to Breath of the Wild. I played the game, of course, but I have the DLC and I didn't even touch it. Like, I didn't touch the challenges or the costumes. And like that's a game that I know if I put in right now that it's game over. Like that's gonna be like 100+ hours. Splatoon 2, I always pick up and play, but I always feel like I never have enough time to actually play it as much as I want to. Xenoblade, I don't even know when I'm going to touch that game, to be completely honest, because Skyrim is going to destroy my life. Like I'm going to miss like at least 4 episodes of this.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
He's just going to be playing it during the...
Yeah, I'm going to be playing it during.
Yeah.
But Skyrim alone, holy crap. Mario, to whoever said that that's only like a 20-hour game, no. That's going to be, like you were saying, 100+ hours. So I think I'm actually hoping for a little bit of a lull next year. Like, keep giving me indie games, keep giving me these small games. But I'm glad that the games announced so far are like Kirby and Yoshi, because, like, those are nice distractions. But I can't do another, like, 100+ hour game. It's getting insane.
Man, I have so much in my backlog right now. Like, I still have, Hey Pikmin. I still got to finish Metroid. Yeah. I still have Fire Emblem Warriors to finish.
Finish Metroid.
I know. I look at Xenoblade Chronicles. That's gonna. I don't know where the time's gonna come for that game. Like, I'm really just like, why? I'll buy it. I already have it ordered. But man, I'm just like, holy crap, dude! It's just madness. I still want to go back and 100% Dig 2. Like, it's weird. Like, dude, I played Dig 1 like 4 times back to back to back. I did this one once, and I'm like, okay, I'm moving on. Like, it just blows me away. Like, Mutant Mudds is coming out, and Stick It to the Man, and like, I look at these games, and I'm like, holy crap, dude, when am I gonna have time for this? This is madness, man. I can honestly say this, and I've been gaming for a very long time, guys. And I'm going to tell you God's honest truth. Never in my life has it been this bad. Never has it been this bad. Like, I've listened to people talk about backlogs, and I was like, what are you talking about? Just keep playing games. What are you talking? Nah, man, this is bad. This is bad. I haven't even touched Sony games since I got my Switch. I want to play Horizon. I still want to play, like, there's games that are hitting on the PlayStation. I'm like, I want to go play them. And I have zero time to even touch them. Like, I haven't even bought games for it. And I'm like, I asked for an Xbox One X, not an Xbox One X, an Xbox One S for Christmas. I'm like, am I really going to have time to play it? Nothing's just going to sit on the shelf for a while. So it's crazy to see where we're at right now, and like the amount of games that are hitting on so many levels. And it's like, when do I have time? I don't know when I have time. It's crazy, dude. It's really scary crazy.
It's insane. Like, I made a list of everything I wanted to play this year, and I've managed to stick with it for the most part. Fire Emblem Echoes, though, I need to finish. I'm on Act 4. Like, I'm right there towards the end of the game, but that's still another 5 to 10 hours of grinding. And
I'll be honest. I'm going to be honest with you. I hope 2018 sucks.
That's what I'm saying.
Give me time to like go back and finish up these games.
It's crazy, dude. Do we still got Fire Emblem coming in 2017 or 2018?
Yes.
I'm scared, man. I'm scared.
It's so crazy, like, whenever topics like this come up, because you just think of the Wii U, and like something like this would never have been talking. Like,
no way.
It's so crazy to be like backlog with Nintendo stuff. Like, that just, it's crazy, and it's a good problem to have. But at the same time, there are certain games that I would love to shine. Like, I would love L.A. Noire to like kick ass and sell so many copies. And Fire Emblem Warriors, I was one of the ones that I had to skip on it because there's just so much coming out. And then, what is it, like last month or something? It was like Indie Month, and there was like Stardew Valley and so many good games. So it's a good problem to have, but I can't help but think about the negatives that come with it. So I'm rooting for a little bit of a lull next year, but there's definitely some games that I have to power through, get through.
Yeah, at least give us January, February to like recoup and be able to catch up with some of these titles. I mean, we're already going to get hit, February with New Colossus, which, oh my God, like, and just trying to get out of Skyrim and Doom to start with there. But yeah, as far as like my backlog, Ever Oasis and Fire Emblem Echoes are the last two. that
Oasis too.
Yeah, that I like really want to hunker down on.
I want Monster Hunter Stories.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, oh my god, so good, and there's so much and post game content to go through in that game, dude. It's insane.
Man. I just can't. It's like what is going on here? You know what I mean?
Dude.
Like what is really going on here? This is madness where I'm at right now.
Insane.
So I gotta ask Bobby, because I don't know about you, Joe. I didn't download the Animal Crossing app, the new mobile game.
God, that's another one, dude.
How was that? Because I don't know, man. I wasn't feeling it.
I liked it. Did you download it? Did you download it?
No, I saw the thing, and it's like it's taking me back to Pokemon Go. I'm gonna have to like put a mortgage on my house again.
No. It's Animal Crossing, man. It's Animal Crossing. You know what I mean? Like
it looks like it, yeah.
Dude, it's good, man. It's I like it a lot. I really do. I'm not gonna lie. And I'm like, this is really fun. You know what I mean? Like what I played so far, like I'm a fan. I'm a fan of it big time. So I can't complain at all. Like I'm like this game is like, I stopped playing it only because I want the American version, because I want to link it to my account. I want to link it to my Nintendo account. I want to be able to do all that stuff. Like I only got the Australian one just to try it. Played it for 2 days and I shut it down.
I wish there was a full price though. Like mobile, that'll never happen with mobile games. But I kind of like the Mario Run where you just pay that set amount and it's your game. But
well, you can thank all the crybabies for that one.
Yeah,
I don't think Nintendo goes back to that way. To do that. Like if you said to me, "Hey man, we'll give you Animal Crossing $40 mobile," I'd pay it. I mean, I really would pay it, because I'd be like, okay, no problem. But it's not going to happen. Instead, we're going to get nickel and dime to death and all that stuff. But it's a solid game. Look, it's not Animal Crossing in terms of like what you're used to. But dude, you're like moving around with your finger and stuff. Like when you draw on the screen, like your character follows that path. It's and like if you're fishing, click a button and like boom, he pulls the rod, and like you want to go catch a bug. You tap the tree and he catches. It's really, really good, dude. I like it a lot.
it's pretty cool.
It's a little bit easier than an Animal Crossing.
Yep,
That's what I need.
Like when you're fishing, like when it hits, you just tap the screen and it pulls the rod and stuff. It's like it doesn't feel like you're ever going to lose a fish or you're not going to get a bug and all that. But it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. So I'm hoping for lots of blizzards this winter, so I can just stay inside and play all these games.
No joke.
Jeez. All right, Bobby. Not as evil as a question as last week, but
It was phenomenal last week, man. It was the greatest question
I
of all
got
time.
so much crap for that, man.
Did you?
So much crap.
Why? Because you wanted to kill Pokemon. That's why.
No, because I wanted to kill Splatoon, and everyone freaked out. They're like, dude, that game made your channel. And I'm just like, it does not compare to Mario or Zelda. I will fight anyone on that. No.
Be careful. You're going to lose all your following.
Bye, guys. It's been a great time.
Listen, anybody wants to
man.
I love Splatoon, baby. Anybody wants to jump over to my channel, I love Splatoon.
Hey, here's the thing. I love Splatoon, but we were comparing the Switch games, and it's like, you look at Odyssey, you look at Breath of the Wild, and then I love Splatoon too, but it wasn't as big of a jump as those games. So I was looking to the future. I love Splatoon, guys, but
the future is Splatoon. You're a fool. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to all of Patrick's followers. I'm sorry that you guys follow a guy that just hates Splatoon.
All right, Bobby.
That's not what it's about.
Okay, you go into the store like 2 years from now. You see Breath of the Wild 2, Odyssey 2, and Splatoon 3. Which one are you getting? It's not
3,
Splatoon.
Man.
No,
Splatoon 3. So I can play with the community and I can hang out with them.
Yeah.
Because I love the community. You hate the community, apparently.
Here we go. Joe is like, you know what? I'm set, guys. I'm not going to comment on this one.
I'm good. Listen, I'm the guy that killed Mario, so
I would rather hang out with my friends and have a good time than to be the loner with the little ski cap and like, I'm going to go over here.
It's a sophisticated beanie, Bobby.
Is that what it is? It's a ski cap. It's a roly-boly, man. You probably have the little ball on the back of it too, right?
No.
how many ounces did that cost?
But I gotta say, I am really excited about Doom and Rocket League because I get to play with my favorite community that I would never.
Oh, here we go. Now we're coming back. Now he's trying to suck up to you guys. That's another game that's coming in November.
1,500, by the way.
Yes. Thank you.
Well, that's awesome, dude. Congrats. Yeah, we're That's another game coming, dude. Rocket League.
What? Rocket League, yeah, multiplayer game. That's gonna be fun.
That's another November game.
Jesus Christ.
Sorry, wallet.
So we kind of touched on this a little bit, but we'll go full force into it. Bobby, what's Ooh, okay.
Oh, nice.
That's awesome.
I have Setsuna. That's another one on my backlog I gotta finish.
Man, dude. Finish that game, please.
Listen, I'm trying, man.
I need somebody to talk to about this. I can't go on with this heartache.
Oh, God. So my question is does Nintendo have enough in the tanks to outdo 2017? Or are we looking at a very bad year for 2018 for Nintendo?
Take it, Joe.
Patrick's like, I'm going to let you say all the stuff and then I'll pick it up and sweep it up.
I'm trying to pick up the pieces with this one and gather them all together.
All the pieces that Patrick shattered across all the hearts shattered from killing Splatoon.
It's bad, man. It's bad.
But where do I start? Let's see. We already talked about some of 2018. We know Yoshi. We know Kirby. We know Fire Emblem Switch. Maybe, and this is still a big maybe. I want this to come out in 2018, but Pokemon, if they can pull it for fall, dude, that'll be huge. Like that alone, right there, would make the fall just explode. Don't know what to do with themselves. Man, but then I think, and again, this is just a wild guess. I think we see more Wii U ports. I think this is the year for Smash. Especially with that whole hubbubaloo about Nintendo not realizing their own update that the GameCube controllers are. Like, come on, I think it's better. What better time? Announce it at. I almost don't want them to announce it at 83. I want them to announce it beforehand so that way they can kind of jump in on the Evo hype and be like, hey, this is going to be the game that we put for Evo 2018 in Tokyo. Like, dude, just make heads explode and go big, go crazy. Nintendo went crazy this year, and this is the side of Nintendo I love. New teams working on new games, and we still have some 3DS titles. Granted, most of the first of Q4 going into the winter is going to be Atlas games. The Alliance Alive, that remake of Radiant Historia on the 3DS. Like, there's still 3DS games out there, and there's a lot of people that jump into my streams that clamor for 3DS. They haven't bought a Switch because they're just like fully invested on their 3DS, which is crazy to me, but at the same time, I'm still playing my 3DS. So going into 2018, I hope that we get just as much love for that console as we have been with the Switch. So is it going to beat out 2017?
You know what? You and your people.
What? No. I wasn't going to say it.
I know. You know what? Get out of here with your nonsense.
Dude.
It's time no. It's time to move on, man.
I've moved on, but I've allowed the past to continue.
Your problem is you go sending your 3DSs across seas to getting capture cards put in them. Yeah. Like, move on, man. Stop it.
And my favorite part of 2018 is going to be killing the 3DS.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
one of my favorite parts.
But I thought the same thing too. The same thing.
It needs to happen, and people like you, Joe, need to stop it.
I think they can coexist. We're already seeing it with certain games.
No,
not
Joe,
doing well on 3DS. But
Joe,
hey,
Joe,
excuse me. I'm the last person you should be doing Joe to 113. All right, 113. Okay, I'm support.
Talk about Backlog.
Come on, man. I just broke my kickstand just now, getting angry at you.
Oh, good lord.
In all seriousness, though, the 3DS, I think, needs to die out a little bit, because then they're
gonna take a back burner this year for sure.
No, it's dead. It's dead. Stick a fork in it, Joe. Pokemon is not coming to.
That's what I'm saying. I'm agreeing with you there.
Yeah, Pokemon. I think this is it. I think this is the last hurrah.
This is nip in the bud.
But I think
but wait a minute. Let's. But also, Fire Emblem in 2018 is on both consoles.
That's true.
Now, did they say that? Because I thought it was
Yes.
just Fire Emblem Warriors.
I'm pretty sure they said that
If-
that Fire Emblem's
great.
going to be on both.
I mean, I'm not complaining there, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy it on Switch.
But they could have made that announcement just because at the time the Switch was just kind of getting out the gates, and they probably felt like we need to kind of support both. But I would assume that by the time that game comes out, they're just going to be. You really did break your kickstand.
Yeah, I did.
R.I.P.
You need to relax. You need to relax over there with your
So,
anger and
man,
aggression.
I know, right?
So
There we
my
go.
feeling is this. My feeling is this. In 2018, I feel like. Oh, you know what? I'm sorry, Patrick. We totally cut you off with that. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
like always, you know.
Got muted. I'm sorry.
Forget the beanie, kid. I think 2018 is going to be better in different ways. Like if you're expecting the software to be better in 2018 compared to this year, no, you're setting yourself up for failure because we just got probably the best games that will appear on the Switch. I really do. I mean, they could surprise me. Metroid Prime 4 could be incredible, but like we just got some quality games. But I think that other things are going to change. I think that the interface, the whatever it's called, is going to change a little bit. I think themes are going to come. I think they're going to try and customize this console as much as possible. The eShop needs to get fixed yesterday, like that. It's becoming
Give
a little
me folders.
exactly, or you know,
Yeah.
I love the Wii U eShop. I think that was great. I think they're going to improve online a little bit. I hope they improve that garbage of an app, the Nintendo Switch app, which is totally pointless. Like I'm probably gonna delete it. It's
Calm down, Josh.
hey, he might do a live stream and react to this.
Yeah, you had to be careful.
But I don't know. I think 2018 the Switch is gonna come into its own a little bit, and I think it's gonna improve in ways that people aren't really gonna appreciate. I feel like it's gonna become a better console.
For sure.
I don't know.
This is the year we fix things up to what it should have launched as, I want to say, in terms of
Yeah.
like the OS itself.
Yeah, I've said that. Like, I feel like what we've got for the past 6 months was a beta. You know, it was kind of like feeling things out.
Mm-hmm.
Now is the true launch. From here on is the true launch. Like,
Yeah.
they're launching with their Mario game per se, and this is where it's going. Like, you go into stores, you're seeing them in the stores, which is a good thing. And for people that are just like, oh, it's not selling now, there's too many in stores. No. Christmas is coming, baby.
Yeah.
You watch,
Yeah.
they're going to disappear. They're going to totally disappear.
Yep.
Because all little Jimmies in the world that wanted them, they're going to be getting it for Christmas.
Little Jimmy.
So it's happening. But my feeling is this, is I feel like in 2018, the only way they can top 2017 is they have to start Fire Emblem, hit with Animal. I talked about it this week on If We Were Nintendo, and I said they need, when Breath of the Wild hits, they need to launch with Animal Crossing. And where Mario Odyssey landed is where Smash needs to be. And if they can do that loop, watch out. Because I think those are the only two franchises that can basically push the console throughout the, like, Animal Crossing can totally push the console through the summer. Like, everybody will play it, they'll get wrapped up into it, they'll lose their lives in it. And then you hit with that game that's like, not that massive game, not that big meaty game, but it's a game that people just keep playing over and over and over again. I feel like if those are the two pillars of the year, like if you look at this year, how it was set up, Zelda was the one bookend, Mario was the second bookend, and everything in between was just the greatness. If they can do the same thing with Animal Crossing, Smash, and then fill in the gaps with everything else, I think they're going to be looking at a pretty solid 2018. And they need to continue the third party support. The Nindies, I think, aren't going anywhere.
No.
Independent developers are loving the Switch because everybody's buying their games right now, and it's just a madhouse. I just feel like it's starting to hit the point where it just feels like it's too much. Like, I feel like this is almost becoming Steam to some degree, where like there is so much stuff hitting, you can't figure out what's good, what's bad.
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
I think a conversation that we're gonna have much later, obviously, is I think 2019 and 2017 are going to match up pretty well in terms of software. Yeah. I think Metroid, Pokemon, like that could be a giant year. But 2017, I think we're going to look back and we're going to say, damn, like I'm hoping not for like too much of a lull. Like if you guys remember Wii U the second year, that was painful, man. But I don't think they're going to completely put on the brakes.
I think 2020 is probably the year of Pokemon. Like, I feel like 2020 is the year people get the true Pokemon game that they're waiting for. Because if you look at this system that Pokemon Company does is you're going to get, in 2018, you're going to get a Pokemon game. But it's going to be, in my opinion, the game that was probably going to hit the 3DS. Then, in 2019, you'll get the Ultra version of that version. Or whatever it is. And then 2020 would be the true version of what the Switch is going to be. That's my opinion. I know it's probably not a popular one, but I think that's what it's going to look like.
I think they're going to go balls to the walls with this one. I mean, just slight insight. Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon is made by a younger team. The vets have been working on the Switch version. If that's the case, and half of the stuff that we've seen coming out for Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon that they just launched like within the last 2 days has been insane. Like it's a culmination of every generation of Pokemon game with practically what seems like a new story. They're throwing out what Pokemon Sun and Moon were and just taking like the core basis of the island trials and giving you a completely new game. It's insane. If they even remotely come close to what this game is going to be, dude, it's going to be nuts. I think they go balls to the walls and go out and just blow everybody's mind. They pull a Breath of the Wild with this Pokemon game.
Bro, are you still asleep?
Dude, no. I'm wide awake. I am wide awake, man.
I see Bobby smirking the whole time.
Masuda, dude. If you're
I gotta say, Joe, I love you to death, man.
but you are living...
That Pokemon Direct that we got this past year was absolute garbage. I wanted to throw out the television.
Let it be garbage. Dude, I'm telling you.
Oh, this is the best episode ever. Because finally, Patrick has got my back. Because
I love Pokemon, and all I want
Green Baby over here just woke up a little while ago, and he's still cobwebs in his head.
He's going to look back, and he's going to be like, I said that?
Yeah, exactly.
But I don't know, man.
Last week, but no, this Pokemon game, dude, I'm telling you, I'm gonna.
I'm sorry. Someone that loves 3DS, comment below. Back up, Joe.
But what I was gonna say to 2018, man, I'm gonna throw two wild things out there that probably just won't happen. Continuing Breath of the Wild story through DLC. Announce a season 2 pack or something of that sort. Cool. Depending on how Ballad of Champions goes, I don't know, but I would imagine Nintendo has finally latched on to the ideas of season passes, gotten a little crazy with them in certain cases. But if they continue Breath of the Wild story through more season pass this year, and then maybe announce that they're working on a new Zelda game for 2020 or something like that, or 2019 for that matter, where they go back to return to form and then launch another Breath of the Wild like game, that would be cool too. But that, and spoilers for Super Mario Odyssey, just to go back to that real quick from the beginning of the show, but with Peach going off and doing her own thing and traveling around,
I would 2017 of her.
Like Peach Odyssey DLC, yeah.
What? She don't need no man.
Yo, she is a strong, independent woman. I kept saying that last night in the stream. I was like, that was great. I don't care what...
Hey.
Yo.
We're beyond the spoiler stuff. You can't go back to it.
Hey, I just said spoilers. I warned people.
Hey, this is going to be like almost 2 weeks. They're good. You defeat Ganon at the end of Breath of the Wild. Sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Sorry.
Wow.
Come on. Come on.
Move.
Come on. But I think we see Smash. I think that Nintendo is going to kind of justify the online a little bit. And I think right now it's pretty much Splatoon and Mario Kart. And I mean, for me, it makes sense because I love Splatoon. I really love Splatoon, guys. But I think that Smash needs to be up there to justify the online.
There's only one of us here that truly loves Splatoon, and it is not you.
Oh, damn.
Because you killed it last week. Not me. You didn't hear me say...
a damn savage.
You didn't hear me say kill it.
But when we play Splatoon, I usually win. So, but anyway, guys.
Ooh, calling out. Shots fired.
I really want to do...
Anytime you want to play without me on stream... No. Without me on stream...
Okay.
Just head-to-head, we could roll.
Okay.
I have to say, yeah, stream throws the game off a little bit.
Yeah, I'm not as good on the stream.
It does.
Like, I want you to remember something, my man. When we first started all this,
yeah,
and I was smoking house, and then all of a sudden, like, I go on streams and stuff, and you're jumping in, and you're dogging me. Don't let the streams fool you, brother. Don't let the stream. I will.
That's what I tell people.
I will open up a can on you in a second.
Oh hell yeah!
Okay. We're both using the same weapons too.
That's fine.
That'll be the fun
That's
thing.
fine. That's fine.
Right.
I'm good. You know I'm good with that.
Can I commentate this battle? Oh my
That would
god!
be awesome.
Yes, please.
Yes.
Oh god! Oh god!
That's funny.
But yeah,
Okay.
so that's kind of all our topics. You guys have anything else to add in here?
2018, year of the chibi art.
You're the chibi art.
Jesus, this guy. This guy.
Oh my god.
No, I think we're pretty good. I think we had a good episode. I think we, hit on some good key points as always.
Awesome.
Let's shut it down.
If someone for whatever reason wants to go to your channel, Bobby, where can they find you? I'm sorry.
Reason, really?
Sorry. Bang bang.
Okay, if you guys want to come to a channel that doesn't hate Splatoon, you guys want to come to a channel that's very supportive of the Splatoon community.
There we go.
You could go to Nintendo Guru on YouTube. Check it out. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Nintendo Gurus. That's all.
And Joe, what about you, man?
Yeah, you can find me over on youtube.com/joeafterwork and twitch.tv/joeafterwork. If you're unsure about a game you want to buy on eShop that week, you can come check me out and see if the games are worth your time, because I definitely spend a lot of time and money on these games to try them out.
eShop drop. That's like my favorite thing right now. Love that, man. All right, guys. Thank you for listening. Splatoon love. Have a good one, guys.
Peace out, Preston.
Deuces.
Patrick hates Splatoon.